Hi, this is ChaYah Shalom, and I want to invite you to join our study group, Reconnaissance Study Group. The way you would get in is contact me via Facebook Messenger, Facebook, Telegram, ChaYah Shalom, ChaYah Shalom, and just ask briefly, can I be put in the study group, and I'll put you in there. So the study group is not for anybody to be, soliciting or asking for money or Bitcoin or anything like that. It's purely for us to do research and to help one another to get to our remedy. So today, some of the group members that we have on here, John, Ted, and some of the others, we are going to allow Elvis to talk to us about some of the new programs that are getting ready to happen or the new connections to be able to get remedy. And so that's what we're waiting for right now, is for our special guests to be able to get on into the meeting. But anyways, if there's anything anybody would like to say.
Elvis is in the meeting.
Is he? Thank you.
Yeah. Can you hear me? Yeah, he's right there.
Okay.
Now he just has to unmute. He was unmuted. Now he has to unmute again.
Okay. Yep. There you
Okay,
go.
do we have everybody that was on the call? Like,
Yeah, thank you. We're here.
do we have? Okay. Was there any more? I think it's like I think we had 7. It looks like
I'm gonna go
5
ahead
right
and record it in case people aren't able to get on at this time, because it might be in the middle of their work week. But feel free
Sure.
to give
Absolutely.
us some of the drops that you were gonna mention to us the last meeting. Go ahead, Elvis.
The gold.
Yes.
Well, I don't know where to start. Like, I'm not really sure. I don't know where
There were two things
everybody
specifically you
is
were saying that
regarding.
there was a new department in the Treasury, and we wanted to find out that name or that contact. And then the other thing was
Oh
the
yeah, absolutely.
CUSIP.
All right.
Back
Well,
tracing.
hold up. Let's stay. Well, yeah, that's it's called back tracing, because remember, every time you put your signature on any, I don't know, it could be a piece of toilet paper. People don't get this. You literally put your name on signature on a piece of toilet paper. If you're in prison, you literally give it to the so-called one of those officers, and you bring it to the judge. Guess what? That's a security instrument. Everything you're putting your signature on is a security instrument, and that's the most important thing. People got to understand the only thing they can steal from you is that signature. Now, the only way they can get you involved in any kind of collection data and all the other stuff, antitrust laws and all that shit, is based on the fact that you just agreed to something that you don't even know what their indenture. Hold up, let me just give you this real quick, because I do talk fast, and that lady is absolutely correct. Let me stay on this, because I want to show you what the enforcement agency for the Treasury Department is real quick. Give me 1 second. I didn't know that was going to be a question, but I'm going to give you guys the answers, because it's important that we all help each other. It's going to be okay. Hold up. It's going to be department. Hang on. I got to go inside my mind's eye. Department of foreign. This is how my mind works. My mind doesn't work like everybody else's. It just sometimes I thought it was weird, but now I realize it's not. Foreign asset control. There it is. Boom. Okay. So you're going to go to, no, that's not it. See, you got to be careful. They like to trick you. We don't do that crap. Foreign asset. Okay. Control. It's going to be control. When you're researching stuff, I would recommend that you go to, believe it or not, go to .org. Okay. Because what do you call it? There you go. Boom. See, that's a great example right there. I went to .org, and now I got the right organization. Now I'm gonna copy this real quick. Let's just get this so you guys have it, because it's very important that you know what the enforcement is. I'm gonna copy.
Are you wanting to share a screen?
Hello?
Do you want to share a screen?
No, I'm not good at that at all. I can barely even get on here. So Lord have mercy. Here, I'm just gonna send it to everyone in the group right here. This is the organization you guys want to be involved with right here. Okay. So you guys got it. I put it in the chat. Okay. Don't ask me how I knew how to do that, because that's like I'm a carpenter. I don't have one. Anyway, so that's your new organization because of what's happening right now. Okay. And all your instruments and everything that they're denying you, I'm not sure what level of understanding this group has. Like if you're looking for indentured trustees to say you want your house, your car, REMIC agreements, you got to understand what the enforcement is. Okay. So I mean, I'm not really sure what level of understanding everybody on the call is at. I'm not sure. Are they trying to save their house? Are they trying to, what are they trying to do? Get their children back? Like what?
Well, I mean,
Anyone?
personally, I'd like to
Okay,
be able to get my stuff back. Let me share the screen here for you. Here, I'll share that screen so you can see it on the video. All right.
Okay.
Office of Foreign Assets Control.
Right. That's them. Because look at that's a brand. Let me tell you something. Now they're coming after these people. Like, let me tell you why. Because you know what? There's a lot more going on behind the scenes that we know about. I did have a top secret security clearance. I was an ex-Navy diver, ex-Navy SEAL, so I'm not no bullshit artist. Okay, I've done this shit. I'm telling you, and you don't beat 2 felony convictions and beat 4 years of probation. They want you out of the state of Texas because you don't know what you're talking about. You must know something. Okay. You know, all these gurus, oh yeah, oh, how much you charging people? I don't charge any. I just try to teach. That's all I try to do. Anyway, but yeah, so that's a new department right there that you should go to. Let's say that you're having an issue with I don't know, maybe you're in a bankruptcy situation, maybe you're getting divorced. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what everybody's situation on the call is. But the thing is, you got to know who you are and what and who you can go to. Everybody seems to know all the remedies, but nobody knows the enforcement. So I can put any judge into foreclosure. So what's my remedy? How do I recover from that summary default judgment? Nobody seems to know. Well, I do. I'm the guy who knows. You know what I mean? So I'm different. Like all your arbitration awards, everything is opt out, billing errors and arbitration. Anytime you enter a contract with any of these people with their deeds of trust, there's 3 things that you opt out, billing errors, and then arbitration. They don't want you to go in arbitration because you're going to win. You're gonna have to go before a referee, okay? And that's it. They don't want you to come before a referee. They want you to come before a legislative so-called judge who's not even doing judicial matters. He's gonna come and steal all your shit from you, abstract the titles with the prosecutor. So anyway, how about we just open this up for like a question thing? You know, then I know what direction I can put my mind into.
Yes, I've got a question.
Okay.
To take out arbitration, say towards like, for instance, a car company, I would need to find the arbitration agreement for that company before I can take it out. Is that correct?
Well, first of all, you already got the arbitration because they gave you the bill. Once they give you a bill, okay, it's look at all their deeds of trust. If you go pull them up in that particular company, you pull up a K8, K10 report, you're going to read what's called deeds of trust. Now, their deeds of trust are going to tell you that what? They have to give you a prayer for relief. They have to give you an opportunity to make yourself whole. Because if they don't do it on paper, guess what? Now they're operating outside of government for you. You see what I'm saying to you? So like you give me any company, and by the way, I do have a list of every, I ain't gonna swear, I was almost gonna do it. She told me not to do it, so I'm not gonna do it. Every company I want to get, because I don't like these people. These people don't.
Does that include England? You've got a list for England as well. Is that correct?
I just saying, you know, I'm just so upset because I look at the homeless, like, hey, stealing your kids, your cars, your home. Let me tell you something. I am the people's champ. You know what I mean? I'm one of those guys that put myself, my life, my livelihood on for this stuff. You know what I mean? I've sacrificed where people don't even know what sacrifice is, like compared to me. So yeah, so I wanted. Who's that? Is that who was just speaking like that?
Elsie.
Who?
Elsie. I'm from England.
I love your accent.
Thank you.
Thank you, mate. Yeah, it's beautiful. I love that. That's culture right there, by the way. And by the way, just so you know, everything is international. Oh, can we do this over here in England? Can we do it here in Canada? Oh, do you think we could do it here in Dubai? Oh, can we? Yep. There has to be a universal language. It's called the UCC. That's it.
Yeah.
These attorneys knew that. They knew it. By the way, they only did a non-UCC in the beginning until we figured out. Now they did the UCC 1, which is only indication of lien. So they tricking us. You know what I mean? So now we all kind of getting smart. Like I remember walking in and say, hey, how many people you ever see do UCC? She was never. It's always attorneys. Oh, no kidding. Interesting. Thank you. So anyway.
So you're suggesting that it's the non-UCC is the one that we should only be focused on, because I've heard everybody talk about UCC 1s and 3s.
Right. So the UCC 1 is nothing more than indication of lien. A UCC 3 is nothing more than addendum, meaning this. So if you put let's say you put a security in before the public, and that's what a UCC 1 is. That's why you file it. Now UCC 3 is addendum, but guess what? A non-UCC is what? What's the difference between a UCC 1 and a non-UCC?
I don't know. I just heard about people use non-UCC.
Anybody on the call know the difference?
You don't.
Non-UCC is a public notice.
Agricultural?
I'm sorry.
Public notice.
Is
Right,
it to
that's
do with agricultural?
Say it again. I'm sorry.
Would it be to do with agricultural?
Well, yeah, you can pull agricultural lien. That's right. You can do that because guess what? That's the highest. That is the highest level of a lien. What you're talking about right now. When you pull it, okay. But the non-UCC is what the attorneys and the prosecutors way back in the day they created. Then after that, they said, oh, wait a minute, we got a problem because they said, wait a minute, a non-UCC is private, so you're not going to find it. You're not going to go do a public record request, and you're not going to find that lien. That's what a non-UCC lien is. It's private. Public side is a UCC 1 and stuff like that. See, they mix the public with the private and stuff. That's what they do. But they also knew they were getting too smart, so they had to try to hide this stuff. So they created another little monster called the UCC 1. It's all interstate commerce. Marquee and reprisal. Go. You should look that stuff up. Okay.
Wow.
But
Wow. Thank you for the clarification.
yeah, because no one ever really actually clarifies that. Everybody talks about, oh, God got me a UCC 1. Well, explain it to me. What is that? A UCC 1 is nothing more than the indication of lien. So where's the real lien? Where's the real lien at? Well, you better file it somewhere before you do a UCC 1, right? Like when you think, seriously, when you think you would have to go say, okay, wait a minute, okay, I'm going to put a lien. I'm going to do a federal tort lien against your ass. Okay, so where's the actual lien? Well, you better file it with somebody. Me, I use a Master Chance record. Now I go file it with a UCC. Guess what? I made it international. Bang. Sucks to be them. That's why the commissioner from the UCC called my house and said, would you want to release these liens? Yes or no? I said, nope, absolutely not. Have a nice day. I've talked to the Federal Reserve Board of Governors called my house. Do you want to release these liens? Nope. Have a nice day.
So where is this
Oh,
Master
nice.
Chance record at, Elvis?
Well, you're going to look, there's going to be like 8 of them. If you put up right now and you Google it right now, real quick, you're going to see that, okay, what's a first of all, the very first question you should be asking is, what is a Master Chance record? What's the significance of it, right? That would be the first thing that would come in my mind. Like, okay, so what's the big deal about that? Well, you look it up. Now you're dealing in courts of what? In the equity versus what? Substantive or a de facto inferior courts versus what? Superior, like you are a private attorney general. In fact, you're not at law, you're in law. Okay, that's what you do. That's how I beat all my court cases. I walk in as a private attorney general. In fact, they fly in these special freaking judges. I wish I would have known. But guess what? And I got it even better. I said, fuck all the law shit. Excuse my language. Private, substantive, whatever law. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go into what? Boom, a tax stay event. I'm going to look at the forensic audit of any account that anybody wants to charge that person for. And guess what? It sucks to be them because now I own it all. And that's how you win.
How do we get
That's
the
how they leave
forensic
you alone. That's how
report?
well, you just got to come to me. I'll just go pull your CUSIP on it. SAM code, CRIS code, CAGE code, any of the codes that they're using against that named estate. I just go pull it up. I got guys, Series 10 brokers that will go get it for you. They'll pull your CUSIP up. They're going to charge like $200, $250. Let's say you're doing, I really want to get into this, but let's say that somebody creating a charging instrument like a murder or involuntary, whatever. You literally, because remember, that's a charging instrument. Excuse my language, they messed up. They messed up because they did a charge versus a petition. Therefore, guess what? You can always win. Every time you see an indictment, you always, absolutely, they owe you that. My buddy used to go to the mailbox. He'd be like, "Hey, bro, I hate to say it, man, but I ain't seen no damn bills coming through my damn mailbox." I said, well, "What you mad? What you mad?" I said, "I can't collect on nothing." He's the guy who shut the sheriff department down. Okay, because when you understand a creditor-debtor relationship, you are the power. They gave you the power. They actually gave you the proof of the claims, which is a certificate of live birth, a registered security instrument. You're a banking trustee, but the problem is you're giving away your blank endorsement signature to everybody. That's the last call I was talking about, how to do a qualified banker's acceptance. If you want to come to right now on my RB, you want to give me some kind of you want to give me a piece of paper, I'm going to qualify it, and I'm walking free. I'm walking completely free, no matter what I did or what they think I did, or whatever namesayers say I did. I'm walking home. I'm going right back in my bed, and I'm going to sleep like a baby because you're the power. See, they don't want you to know that shit. That's the stuff they're keeping away from people because they want no one to understand the fact that you're under a banking contract. You're under a banking constitution. You think you're under the United States Constitution, but you're not.
Okay.
I can prove you're under a banking constitution because you went to Wells Fargo, you went to a Bank of America, you went to Chase or Morgan, right? And you went and you filled out one of their deeds of trust, and you're making deposits with them. Therefore, guess what? What are you? You're domesticated. That name you created is domesticated. That's how they own us. That's why when you go into court, they're going to show you a birth certificate. They're going to show you a marriage license. They're going to show your driver license, anything, state ID. Anything that you ever created, they're going to show it to you because they're acting as a custodian and caretakers over that particular state.
How do we get that
That's why it's
master
very
account?
important that we say, hold up, who are you?
How do we get our master account and
How do we?
opt out of the
Oh,
custodian?
I have all that. I'm going to give that to the group. Listen, I will. I'm unfortunately the girl that I was working with. She's a world-renowned holistic doctor. She decided she went to follow somebody else. So all her stuff is on the computer. I gave it to her. So I got to figure out. I got people coming over. I'm going to get that information. You want to pull your LexisNexis report. You also want to pull your master file report with the IRS. Okay. And then when you get that is when you're going to realize, by the way, when they do that, by the way, they send you a CD, right?
Mhm.
There's no password to it. They send out password like 3 to 4 days later. Now you see how they're trading on that particular name over and over and over again. My one court case is $2.4 billion. Can you imagine every time you sign any signature on anything? Let's say you went to Sears to go, oh, you want to fill out a credit application? Yay. Okay, boom. You imagine how much money you're worth? It's trillions. It's not even billions. Now you have to have ability to handle that. You better have
I have a lot of.
I'm sorry.
I have a lot of the LexisNexis. They send me so many of them, and then I even have the credit Equifax and all that other stuff. And I don't know what to do with the information. Sometimes it's in special codes and all that.
Right. Yeah. No, it is special code, absolutely. And by the way, I have I can actually send you where you can break down the codes and everything. What do you call it? The guy tells me how to do it. But anyway, so right, it's special. It's you have to have the ability to understand all that stuff. It doesn't even matter because it's a financial transaction. That's how simple this game really is. This is not hard. This stuff that we're doing. The problem is that we just don't understand what we're doing. And no one's teaching us. No one's telling us what to do, stuff like that. So so you're mad. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Let me share something with you. Okay. I was United States Air Force Air Medical Evacuation. I was in Desert Storm. I did 8 years of that. Then I became an administrator.
Fix your volume.
I established a PM.
Your volume.
What's that?
Your volume
She's
really bad.
Yeah, I can't really hear her that good. But.
Okay, let me see. You can't really hear me? Let's see.
Oh, sounds terrible.
You sound a bit like a robot.
That's terrible.
England. Look at England. I love her. I love you, actually, England.
Can you guys still hear me?
It's just like an echo chamber. It sounds like a tin can. It's really bad.
Yeah, we hear you. It sounds like you're talking in a tin can or something like that. But you said something about DD-214, I believe, military, right? Is that what you said?
Okay. Can you guys hear me any better now?
It's a little bit better.
Oh, that's terrible. I don't know what to do.
That sounds good right there.
That's better.
Continue.
Yeah, I
Is
I
that
didn't
Miss
say
Sheba?
anything.
Hi,
That was
Sheba.
everybody else. Okay,
Continue.
so all right.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I said that I was in I'm U.S. Air Force aeromedical evacuation, and I did Desert Storm. And after I did Desert Storm, and I came and dealt with homelessness and all kinds of other stuff with my children, my small kids. I developed a system. I was told I was going to get oodles of money. So I developed a system to convert abandoned military bases into places to end poverty and homelessness. I worked on it for 23 years. Over the years, though, when I lived in places that didn't have military bases, I'm in Central California right now. That's where I'm from. But I made the system virtual. Now I'm right at the cusp of launching it for the second time. I have over 300,000 people ready to come in, and everything that we're talking about is exactly how I'm going to streamline everybody through this PMA as if we were running civilians through a military process, like sign up process. Okay, so take it from signing up to basic training into vocational training and then living our lives. I did the exact same thing. I created the exact same somewhat format, but for civilians. So my point is that I need your information. I mean, because right now there's not a platform. I mean, outside of the one that I designed that's global, there isn't a platform to usher people through this system so that we can give them all this information streamlined. And I have the only one on the planet, to be honest with you. And like I said, after 2 decades, it's ready to go. So I just need you. I need to get with you, streamline the processes that you're talking about so that we can put people through this system. I attached a universal basic income system to it so that people can actually earn an income while they're learning the process, so that we don't have to worry about all the costs that are associated with just not being able to work so we can study. So it's pretty dynamic. It's ready to go. But we have these Zooms that we're having, and you've got such tremendous amount of information. We have the same background as far as our military background, knowing how to get things going from the very beginning to the end and streamline people through the process. So I would love to have direct contact with you, your phone number and email, something, so that we could launch this system, start running people through the system so that everybody gets the same information the exact same way we do it through the military.
Wow, that's impressive. I don't have a hat on, but I would take my hat off to you. I would, because that is so admirable. I mean, we need to help. Like, we need to help people in this world, and that's exactly what my mission statement would really be about. But I will say one thing that I do know, like I'm trying to keep up with you in my mind's eye, but you said there's something about a PMA. First of all, PMA is a private membership association. It's not recognized by nothing. Why do you think that the Clintons do foundation of parsonages? Why? I'll tell you why. There's no tax liability to none of it. If you have a PMA and you're taking any kind of fiat currency in, so this girl that I was with for 4 years, she's a world-renowned holistic doctor. She set up herself a PMA. The minute somebody gave her a little fiat currency, they came and they raided her office. So we got to be careful with that. We have to
Okay,
look
so
at
what do you suggest?
well, I just said a foundation or parsonages. Now you could do a 508c1a, but that's still, you have an EIN. Everything with the EIN makes it public. So you might want to just live like I just said, foundations and parsonages. Go look up a Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton foundation. How come they don't have to pay nothing? How come they're not worried there's no EINs? EIN makes everything public versus private. Do you see what I'm saying? Don't make the same mistakes that a lot of people make. I love your ambition, by the way. In that DD-214 you're talking about is a trust. I know for a fact that people took over that trust. They're making over $500,000 a year out of that DD-214, just like that SSN card. Okay, so I know
Well,
that. Watch.
you know what? I'm ready to execute. I know a lot of people are frustrated by learning. I'm ready to
Right.
execute. I'm ready to take the words that are coming out of your mouth and put it into a streamlined process whereby everybody can
Right.
follow right behind us and go
Absolutely.
through this system.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
like I said, let me have
And there's my problem. Just so you understand my conflict is the fact that when you have all this knowledge in your mind, you get like one or two people, like let's say me personally, 50, 60 people a day. I'm losing the ability to help each and every person individually, one-on-one. You know what I mean? So I realize that. So now I have to go into a situation where there's many people, different platforms. I am not
Yeah.
afraid. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna tell you something. A lot of people were very afraid about talking about some of this stuff. I am not. I gave my life to God. So guess what? They want to come get me. Come get me. I don't care.
Okay.
But guess what?
Well,
They don't want to come get me because the judge wants me out of the state of Texas. You name one person you ever heard say, "Hey, the judge wants you out of whatever particular state." You know why they want me out of the state?
Identify you by
Because
that.
I
You
want.
might want to be careful. Tell
What's
us
that?
the practical application for her.
okay. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Look, I've already figured that out. So I'm going to tell you right now. Okay, so look, by the end of, let's say 2 weeks or 3 weeks or whatever the case may be, and I say, come on to a Zoom or what have you, you're going to be talking to, let's say, 100,000 people. You and I both know that you can, through the military, we can manage hundreds of thousands of people, and it's top down and it works. Okay, not in an egotistical way, but just in a way that, chain of command, right? You cannot manage 100,000 civilians that are going in 100,000 different directions. They all have to be aligned as we were in the military. I can walk into the military and there'd be 1,000 people on there, and I would have complete management of 1,000 people in a moment. That's what is necessary. I think that's probably why God put me through the military, is so that he knew that we would have to address this issue with hundreds of thousands, with millions of people at a time, and we couldn't do one-on-ones to do it. However, you can structure the system in such a way that everybody still gets one-on-one, attention. I structured it. I say I run my businesses like I ran my missions when I was AirEvac, right? In multiple countries in 24 hours. I can manage that in the United States. I can manage it all over the world, and I built the system for it. So now I need you to just come on board with me and tell us the process. And of course, we're not going to do it in such a way that people are going to have all this massive information and blow up all the government systems out there. There has to be a streamlined process of education that precedes the action while we're overseeing. It's already ready to go. Now I just need you.
That is beautiful. Wow, that's profound way you said it. You know, the number one thing is, like, if you gave a loaded gun to a kid, he has absolutely no idea what the hell the gun is.
Exactly.
He might end up blowing his damn head off because he pulled the trigger. So
Exactly.
So what you just said was exactly correct. You cannot give this information out to people, right? They desperate. I'm losing my house. Oh my God, you got to help my grandmother. This is all here all day long, right? Okay, I'm gonna give you information. The next thing you know, you're getting locked up, contempt of court. So we have to have some kind of system in place, like you just said. And by the way, I really respect all your work, and I could tell by the way your conviction, the way you speak to me, that's 100% sincere. I already know because I can hear. I love listening to people talk, because if I can hear them talk, I can hear the word, whatever word they think they want me to hear. So it's very important. This is the most important time in our lives, by the way. It's called the rapture, with the good versus evil. And we are the good. We are the ones, we're the protectors that were supposed to come in here. And we're all here, whatever capacity we have to be able to help people, that is what we're supposed to be doing. But yes, I will definitely come in. Now, I don't know if you know really who I am or not, but I worked with a parliamentarian, and the chairman of a paralegal team is 250 years old. He's the chairman of the board. He sits first chair. I sit too, by the way, as a chairman. Okay, so I'm like me putting my ass out there, my assets. I'm brave. I'm very
Right.
brave,
Right.
because I was in the military like you were and all that stuff. And I mean, I had a top secret security clearance. I was in the SEAL team. So I mean, so obviously they know who I am. It's not like they don't know who I am. So yeah, it's the most important thing is that we educate everybody, from somebody just trying to beat a speeding ticket to the point where they lost their mother's estate, and you got to learn how to recover all the assets from that estate. Yeah, you're right. It's a very difficult learning curve, but
And
yeah,
we
we
can
can
do it
put
all.
together.
We can do so much. Yes, so much for so many people. So especially like on this call and other calls, obviously everybody that's inside of the chat, I'm the admin for the chat, the operating secure chat. And everybody wants solutions, and we know that we have to be able to manage. I always talk about the UBI that attached to this system generates $928 a week for each individual that is participating. Now, here in the United States, depending on where you live and how you live, that's good amount of money, and it's great. Everybody would want $1,000 a week if they're not already getting it. But that amount of money over in Africa somewhere, it's not the amount that people are receiving is not going to change because of where they live. I cannot give, or we cannot allow a lot of people who make $100 a month to have $1,000 a week, because they would probably be murdered for it. So they have to be set up. I mean, everybody's going to be set up in trust. Can you imagine everything that and all the systems that if you could change the world, if you could get everybody on board today, if you could put them all through the same system and help them design the same trust, if you could give them the same amount of income and the same amount of remedy at the same time consistently every week, and hit 100,000 or more every single week, wouldn't you do it? If the same amount of effort you put into one person, you could do for everyone.
I want to let you guys know we only have 7 minutes left. 7 minutes left. So I would like Elvis to be able to give us some of the key points that everybody can be able to apply to their particular situation, if that's okay.
But that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. If Elvis if we could work together and he can give me all those key points, I can make sure that gets out to you and everybody else so much more effectively and so much more completely. You know what I mean? Because in 30
minutes left,
Look at me.
Okay, go ahead.
Look at me. I'm going to give you my word of God, okay? Because I am the great I am, just like you are. I am the child of the Most High. Okay, let me tell you something. My whole life has been about this moment at this time. Like I had to go through all this suffering. All I'm telling you is absolutely we can do that. Okay, you get a hold of me. We work together. We network together. I will show you where they're building already communities doing everything that I'm talking about. They're already doing this. It's not like I'm the guy inventing the wheel. They're already doing it. I just happen to be one of the followers, one of the disciples. I'm an ambassador for Christ. 2 Corinthians 5:20. I walk way beyond diplomatic immunity. I'm a child of the Most High. And so absolutely, my goal is to make sure that everybody, I'm talking about the homeless guy in the street to the multi-billionaire, everybody gets the same fair treatment of everything.
I'm dying over here. Let's just do it. Can you can you throw us a couple of meat bones out so we can have that information and go ahead and do what we need to do?
Yes, we can. By the way, we look at so a lot of people were suffering. Well, guess what we do? We do what's called bonded international bills of exchange. We're going to set up your TDA account. Once you set up your TDA account, real quick, boom, you're going to hit the United States Treasury Department. Comes back ×2. That's if you literally will take over your minor accounting. Now you can obliviate that and go into the age of majority, but you got to have a living trust. Just like she said, you better be out.
I have the TDA account. I have the 544.
How do we do what? Set up a
How do we get of the minor account
Mm-hmm.
open up the majority account because I already thought I did that when I opened up my trust
But you,
account. at the bank.
I just, I know, but listen, okay. So you got to look at a private banker is a transmitting utility. You cannot be that. You cannot tender an instrument to anybody and everybody goes, oh yeah, I gave them an international bill of exchange. Don't work. Well, that's because you didn't do it right. You know what I mean? You got to know what you got to flip it over, endorse it, put it on bond paper, send it to them. Guess what? Every time you put your signature on a piece of paper, you can bond it. Go get a receipt, any receipt, go bond it, put it on bond paper. I'll guarantee you're getting all your money back times 10.
And
That's
can
how
you also use the security paper as well, Elvis?
30 to 32 pounds. That's right. You don't go above 32 pounds.
Yeah, because I've got security paper as well.
Where
Yeah, you got to be security paper because guess what? Go look at your go look at your birth certificate. Okay, you're always going to know there's a what do you call it? The so-called what's her name? The notary. You're gonna like me from New York. It's all security. I put my thumb on there and it lights up the paper like, and because I come from the whore of the Babylon, which is New York, and
Where do we get these
I got all my
receipts at?
birth certificates.
Where do we get the receipts at, Elvis? If we're gonna just get bond paper and do our so-called bill
Mhm.
statement, where are we getting these receipts at? What I
Yeah.
want.
Absolutely. So, okay. Well, first of all, you got your let's say you got a bill for mobile T. Let's say you got your car insurance. Let's say you got a mortgage, right? Those are all receipts. Take the
Okay.
damn receipt, put it on bond paper, flip it over, endorse it, and get your money back.
Okay.
They waiting for you guys. They're waiting for you. They literally sitting there. They're lonely in an office. I'm telling you right now. They're like, okay, is somebody gonna wake up? Somebody gonna finally wake up? Boom. That's how we do it. I know there's a lot of misinformation out there, and it's not our fault. I get it because I had to suffer the same damn way. You know, I
So
had to
what
lose
you're
everything to
saying,
figure it out.
what
Guess
you're
what?
saying
I
is
ain't gonna
that
let.
what you're saying is that when we get a particular statement or bill, we're gonna get our bond paper and make a
Correct.
copy of this
Right. Well, no.
on the bond paper.
Right. So the top of it is the bond, right? The bond, right? And you got the coupon, right? So look at you. You create that exact same thing on a piece of bond paper, flip it over, put a notary presentment on the back, pay the collections of the United States Treasury, get all your money back. We are
Elvis,
supposed.
I did do the exact thing, but I didn't print it on bond paper. I printed it on normal paper.
Yeah.
So I
See,
used the bank won't accept it.
exactly. So, and by the way, if they don't accept it, I just gave you guys the organization. Let's say you
I
guys are doing.
also postmastered it as well. Sorry to cut you.
No, that's okay. I'm just saying, like, so, like, let's say we make a mistake, so we're trying to do the right thing. You have to write the IRS. Please forgive me. I'm so sorry. Can you please help me? I'm trying to do the right thing. Boom. Send them the instruments. Guess what they're gonna do? They're gonna call you up. Oh, what were you? What are you trying to do? I love the IRS. I call them all the time. They laugh. We call each other by our first name. We don't, you know. They make the IRS like the evil. The IRS is your bank. It's your bank.
Are you
They
saying
got you
to
so scared.
send the bond to the IRS somehow? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, of course. So, well, it depends. I mean, if you're trying to get a new car, a new home, that's a new security. If you're going after abandoned securities, let's say you had an old car, let's say somebody stole your house, that's abandoned securities. That's different. You're on a different side of the ledger. That's your gap reporting 425B5 respect Basel 3 shit because you abandon that security instrument. Remember, you're lending and selling that signature every single minute of your day. Every time anybody comes to you, it could be old or it could be brand new. I want the new car. I want the new house. Oh, what about the old house? Oh,
So you're saying that
they stole your old.
the application that we have a copy of, all we have to do is get the bond paper.
Correct.
I'm pointing up here because that's where I keep my bond.
Bam. That's right. You want to put
Turn it over.
once you put that on bond paper.
Signature, send it to the IRS.
No, you got to go under the yeah, of course. Well, it depends on what you're looking to do with it. So you got to go under what's called the Duty Stamp Act of 1863 because you have to do the transfer tax with it. If you're not if you're not paying the tax, a tariff, so to speak, guess what? You're going to be in dishonor.
Okay. So
that's how it works. These people are just more than willing to take your instruments, but the problem is, right? You got to look. Go look up a girl named Tamika. I love this girl. She really is pretty cool. Tamika, she's oh God, now please pay it forward. But anyway, she's really articulated with this stuff. But you know, I just took it to a whole different level. You know, I just deal with international bankers and everything because that's how I do it. You know. letters of credits, all that crap. So,
We have less than a
but yeah,
minute.
that's how you do it. So anytime, huh?
How
Have
do
less-
I reach you?